However, they have been riding behind her so hard to the fact that she was essentially named MVP of the league this season before the season even began.
Stephen A's WNBA Player of the Week, in case you didn't know, is Las Vegas Aces guard, the one and only Kelsey Plum.
The Las Vegas Aces are on the brink of being eliminated from the WNBA playoffs, and recently they have been in the news for all the wrong reasons.
Plum helped lead the Aces to their 6th straight victory in front of their 11th straight home sellout.
What happens when a sports league loses its biggest stars before it even starts? The Unrivaled League is about to find out, and it's not pretty. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Imagine building a dream team only to watch it crumble before your eyes. That's what's happening right now, and the fallout is massive. Want to see how a $1 million idea turns into a nightmare? Stick around. Picture this. Kelsey Plum, the WNBA superstar, just dropped a bombshell on Unrivaled. She's out, just like that. The league that was supposed to be the next big thing in women's basketball is now in shambles. Let's rewind for a second. Unrivaled had it all planned out.
Let's switch to the WNBA real quick because it's time to recognize my WNBA Player of the Week. Explosive moments keep happening.
And until they're losing in the playoffs, all of this stuff was like good things and well-deserved and things that the Aces should have been getting.
Stephen A's WNBA Player of the Week, in case you didn't know, is Las Vegas Aces guard, the one and only Kelsey Plum.
Been multiple things that have made me think about her maybe a little bit differently than I did in the past, and maybe it was because I hadn't seen as much.
Big names, big money, big dreams. They were ready to take the basketball world by storm. But then came the first crack. Caitlin Clark said no. That hurt, but they thought they could bounce back. Now Plum walks away, and you know what's crazier? She's not alone. Sources are buzzing that other players are having second thoughts too. It's like watching dominoes fall in slow motion, and nobody can stop it. Imagine being a team owner right now. Your star player just quit, and others might follow. What do? You're probably panicking, right? Making frantic calls, trying to keep your team together. But it's not just about one team, it's the whole league that's shaking. So why did Kelsey Plum really quit Unrivaled? Here's the kicker. Plum says she wants more time for myself. But insiders are whispering a different story. Some say she's not confident in the league's future. Others hint at behind-the-scenes drama we don't know about yet. And get this, the ripple effect is huge. Fans are confused, sponsors are nervous, and other players are watching closely. It's like the whole basketball world is holding its breath, waiting to see what happens next. You've got to wonder, is this the end for Unrivaled before it even starts? Or can they pull off a miracle comeback? One thing's for sure, the pressure's on and the clock is ticking. The next few weeks could make or break this league, and everyone's watching to see if they can turn this ship around.
She scored 34 points with 6 for 11 shooting on threes. And yesterday, she became just the 5th player to score at least 25 points with at least 6 three-pointers in their win against the Washington Mystics.
It's crazy that she throws her team under the bus here and says that her players are in commercials and being celebrities, and that's why they're distracted.
For Las Vegas Aces, Kelsey Plum. This past Tuesday against the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark.
However, they have been riding behind her so hard to the fact that she was essentially named MVP of the league this season before the season even began.
You think Kelsey Plum quitting was bad? That's just the tip of the iceberg. The real drama is unfolding where cameras can't see. Players are talking, sponsors are sweating, and some surprising names are ready to jump ship. What's really going on in those private Unrivaled group chats? Let me paint you a picture of what's happening behind closed doors at Unrivaled right now. It's absolute chaos. Team owners are in full-on panic mode. They're having late-night emergency meetings, making frantic phone calls to players, agents, and sponsors. It's like a scene from a sports movie, but way more intense. And the players? They're not staying quiet. Their group chats are blowing up with rumors and worries. Some are angry, feeling like they've been sold a dream that's turning into a nightmare. Others feel betrayed, wondering if they made the right choice by signing with Unrivaled. The trust is gone, and that's a big problem for a league that hasn't even started yet. But here's the thing, Unrivaled isn't just losing players, they're losing credibility fast. Sponsors who were excited about this new league are now getting cold feet. TV deals that seemed sure things are suddenly up in the air. It's a mess, and it's getting worse by the day. You know what's really crazy? Some arenas are threatening to back out of their contracts. These venues had agreements for their 850-seat configurations, but there were performance clauses. If Unrivaled can't guarantee the attendance they promised, these arenas could walk away. Imagine trying to run a professional league without places to play. It's a nightmare.
Plum helped lead the Aces to their 6th straight victory in front of their 11th straight home sellout.
And it was always like this Aces versus everybody mentality. And the team was always complaining that they needed more, they deserved more, all of this stuff. And so when they get that,
I ain't got to say anything else other than that, but this. I don't give a damn how the Minnesota Lynx, the New York Liberty, or anybody else looks. As long as the Las Vegas Aces are fully loaded and led by Asia Wilson.
what I was trying to say here is that I feel like the Aces have been involved in so many things off the court this season.
The financial side is looking grim too. Insurance costs are skyrocketing because insurers see the league as high risk now. Those player contracts with ownership stakes, they're in serious trouble with viewership tanking and the league's future in doubt. And you can forget about those big plans for international expansion. That's dead in the water now. The whole situation is exposing the cracks in Unrivaled strategy. They bet everything on star power, and now those stars are fading fast.
The Las Vegas Aces are on the brink of being eliminated from the WNBA playoffs, and recently they have been in the news for all the wrong reasons. Back and forth going on between her and Kelsey. Being a basketball player myself, I actually did better when coaches were a little bit on the tougher side. Totally get it. You should ride behind players on your team.
It's a high-risk, high-reward plan that's backfiring spectacularly. Without the big names to draw fans and sponsors, the whole house of cards is tumbling down. So, how are the remaining players reacting to all this? It's a mix of anger, fear, and uncertainty. Some are already looking for ways out, while others are trying to rally and save the league. But one thing's for sure, the dream of Unrivaled is unraveling fast, and everyone's scrambling to figure out what comes next. All right, let's talk about what's next for Unrivaled. This league is in big trouble, and the next few weeks are make or break time. They need to pull off some serious moves to save this thing. Think about it. Unrivaled needs new stars, and fast. But who's going to want to join a sinking ship? They might have to throw crazy money at players just to get them interested. And those sponsors who are getting nervous? Unrivaled's got to convince them to stick around somehow. Here's the thing, women's basketball could change forever, depending on what happens next. If Unrivaled falls apart, it might scare off other leagues from trying something new. But if they somehow turn this around, it could open doors for more innovative ideas in women's sports. So what's it gonna be? Will more stars bail, or will Unrivaled find a way to keep things together? The clock's ticking, and everyone's watching. This game isn't over yet, but Unrivaled better make their next play count.